Hey guys, this is Anton with Best Is Now, helping men rediscover their vitality at any age. I just got back from my 3-mile run today at about the about the mile mark actually. I injured myself. I pulled my right calf and it was painful. I thought, okay, I don't want to make this worse, and I couldn't stretch it out, so I walked. I actually had to limp along the way. And I was looking for ways to adjust my muscles so that I could continue. I was disappointed because I thought I do my runs not for my legs but for the cardio and the breathing to get my circulation going. But it's a beautiful, beautiful sunny day here today, and it's a holiday, and it's just quiet and lovely. The sun is out and the temperature is perfect as in the autumn now. And I thought I will walk the rest of the way if I have to, but I'm going to finish this run. I was curious what the pace would be. And as I walked, I tried to find ways to move my legs, stretch slightly, not overdo it, and I found a way that I was able to release the muscle, and I was able to resume my run at about the 2-mile mark. And so, the 1.5 mile mark. I only walked about half a mile before I kind of got it back under control. It still hurt a little, but then as I ran, I found a way to kind of keep that muscle relaxed enough that I could use it, and by the 2-mile mark, I was running fairly normally. Anyway, if I had not done that, then I would have not run. I would have just walked it out, because when you're doing physical stuff, if you have an injury, you feel it in your joints especially, that is time to stop, because if you push through it and it's something that's not good, something bad, then you will suffer for that for a long time, as opposed to letting it recover for maybe a few days or maybe a week, and then you can resume exercising with that part. I'm moving my arms because years ago when I was doing parkour with my son, I pulled out my shoulders doing laches, flying from bar to bar, and for over a year I couldn't raise my arms past this point. And one day we were doing handstands and it released. So there are things that your muscles do that in defense and fear that keep those injuries injured, and there are things that can, pressure points and things that can release those. Anyway, today's run revelation was not about the injury, but about the attitude. And I have friends that would have been disappointed. They would have been so angry that their run had been interrupted and that they weren't able to complete their goal for the day. And it's good to have goals. It's good to have direction, yes, but it's also very good to be able to adapt to circumstances and situations around you, and an injury or something that impedes your super goal is also something that needs to be adjusted to. And the people that are very successful in life are the people that are able to navigate through the swamps and mires and over the hills and dales of life without flipping out. They find ways to go, okay, so this is a change, this is what I'm going to do about it, I'm still going that way. And in today's society, we're so used to, especially, I do this, Vital Guys is a self-development thing, right? And I have a real strong objection to most self-development, because so much of it is so pushy, and they make you feel like everyone is going to be Superman. Not your own Superman, but Superman. And so people compete beyond what is enjoyable in life. They put goals and limits on what they do that make their life not enjoyable. The whole reason to do these things is to strengthen and grow so that your life is better, not worse. And sometimes it's hard not to compare yourself to, there are people. Why would you compare yourself to Michael Jordan when you're playing ball? It's just like, there are reasons he is where he is and why you are where you are. And it's encouraging to look to him as kind of a North Star, a direction, but to be frustrated that you're not like him that you can't do what he does is really stupid, because there is something that you do and that you do really well. And if you get out of your head and stop trying to be someone else's superhero, you will find your own superhero within you. I know that sounds like kind of like those big words, but truly the joy of life has so many challenges, and there's so many ugly things going on in the world. And some people say, oh, you're just always so happy, and there's ugly shit going on in the world. I'm aware of that, and my defense to survive all that crap is to look on the bright side and to try and help you guys look on the bright side, or anybody, anybody I encounter. There are situations that come up, and I can in an instant see the bright side of it. And I don't know why that happens. Somewhere something changed in my brain where when something bad happens, and that goes as far as those that I love dying, I was able to somewhere see the beauty or the privilege or the positive side, the normal side, this is life, and not become oppressed and not become damaged because I thought life should be this way and it's happening this way. When we think life should be this way, that's what we're aspiring to. And when it happens this way, that are the bumps. Those are the bumps in the road that we navigate. And what we're trying to learn is not to change the world around us so much. I mean, we want to change the world around us. We change the world around us starting in here. But in the meantime, before the world conforms to your picture of the ideal, idyllic paradise, what makes life paradise is how you see things around you and how you manage things around you, how you manage situations. And so today's injury was not long-lived. If it had been, it still wouldn't have changed that I love and enjoy where I live and what a beautiful day it is, and I would have continued. And that is how I am learning to become my own superhero. We don't compare yourself. Again, I started talking about this self-development. So many times we try to... I had a wall in my dream house. It was a big, long gallery, and I put up pieces of paper with everything that I wanted to have happen in my life, and I put up pieces of paper with everything that I wanted to change about myself. And one day I looked at that wall and I started at one end and I pulled down all those pieces of paper because I had already done some of those things, but when I looked at those pieces of paper, it made me think, it reinforced a sense of me not being good enough, me not being enough, me not being not. Everything that I wanted to change and do made me think, that's because you're not like this. And the things I want, they're already, I know that. I don't need the paper reminder that says to me, this is your inadequacy, this is your shortcoming, this is where you fall short. And this is my objection to the self-development industry, and it's something that they thrive on, is that by finding and pointing out your pain, which is motivation, but so many times, if once you get over the humps, they will find more pain to keep you in there, so you keep paying them. And that is how the self-development business works. And I understand that being around people that are trying to be better, to better themselves, is good. I have friends, we are always working on improving ourselves. It's how we talk. We don't gossip about other people. We don't gossip, we don't worry about the trouble in the world. We are talking about what we can do to make our lives better, and we're talking about the wonderful things around us and fun things that we can do, or creative things we can do. That's our focus. So that is how we are not focused on the negative. And again, with Vital Guys, my objective is not to say, oh, you know what, look at me, this is what I look like at 64, and you know, what's wrong with you? That's not at all it. I had people that actually were resentful, and they told me, why do you have to post so many damn pictures all the time? And what I do is I'm doing that to encourage you, to show you what's possible, but that is for you to go, you know what, if for some reason you're where I was when I was 50, everything went wrong when I was 50, and they said that was normal. It's not normal. You can thrive and do well as you get older, and I could die of a heart attack 2 minutes from now. You know, and you'd say, oh, you know, he was all healthy and look what happened to him. It's going to happen someday. We're all going to die, and I could have a heart attack, I could get cancer, even though I eat well. That's not the point. You are optimizing the way you live so that you can live a better life. And I'm simply trying to set an example by sharing what I do in my life. That's why I share the food that I eat, and why I share the pictures of what I'm doing and what I look like. And that includes my bad days. So, superhero day today, you know, do what you can, but don't let your objectives become the things that drag you down or make you feel like something's wrong. Like a friend of mine, he would have gone, oh, what is wrong with me? How did I get injured today? This is bad news. And he would have had a shitty day the rest of the day. And it changed it changed how I ran, but it didn't change my day. It's a gorgeous day, and this is how I want to live. And this is why I talk to you guys and just want to share that, because maybe it'll inspire you. Maybe you're having a bad day, and maybe you go, oh, okay, I don't have to have a bad day. All I have to do is put on those awesome glasses and change the way I see the world. This is Anton with Best Is Now. Remember, be good to those you love and be good to yourself.